Hi, my name is Porter Wells, and I am doing my informative speech on art directors. And here's my audience, my IB art class. Everyone say hello. Okay. All right. So, an article in the New York Times cites a study that says that on average, a city dweller sees 5,000 advertisements a day. And these advertisements are coming from everyone that has something to sell you something, whether it be car insurance or red hot stiletto heels. And with this constant bombardment, you can probably recognize the Nike swoosh in a blink of an eye or the McDonald's golden arches in a heartbeat. But who's behind all this? Do we really know? I know it's not Ronald McDonald who's behind this creative process. Instead, it's actually workforces of artists, creative graphic designers, and other workers who are under the guidance of one very important person. And these people are called art directors. Now, you don't know much about these art directors, even though you see their work on a daily basis. And what they do is really important to the entire advertisement industry and everything, and I am here to inform you a little bit about them. Okay, so as you can already tell, they are very influential on what you see on a daily basis, but it goes beyond just advertisement. Every book you see, every movie you watch generally has an art director kind of behind the planning of everything. And the three most important parts of their job are really design, communication, and coordination. Design is, of course, something that all artists have to do, and for them, it's specifically, they have to really focus on getting their design across and getting a certain message across to the viewer. And they do this through color design, they do this through designing templates, and it's really specific image that an employer of theirs wants to get across. Communication is another big part, not just visually, but also that they have to communicate with their employer on the idea that their employer wants to get across to an audience. Any miscommunication in this department will greatly defer the end production that they want to have, and it'll mess up the production overall. And another form of communication that's very important to them is coordination, because not only are they communicating with their employer, but also with their workforce. They're not the only one doing the artistic creation in this, and they have to be able to get across their artistic image to multiple workers. But these creative directors, art directors, don't just step up to the job and are automatically good at it. They actually have to go through quite a few years of schooling and quite a few years of work experience. What they'll usually do is look at a bachelor in fine arts or advertising or graphic design, and then they'll spend 3 to 5 years working as in one of those professions, as either an illustrator, graphic designer, photographer, and usually they spend a lot of time working under another art director before they can actually become an art director. They do this so they can learn how the business works and how to refine their design and communication skills. And during these 3 to 5 years, it really depends on the person and the company that they're working for. They are able to develop a portfolio, a resume, and a lot of good job experience. And the thing is, it takes a while, and to get to be an art director, and there's also quite a few other difficulties in this job, and that includes the fact that you will be constantly making art for someone else's ideas. It's not like people in studio art who get to just say, I want to draw a bear today and make an amazing bear. No, they have to take what their employer is paying them to make and create it in the best way possible. Another con that actually a lot of people would consider something that they would want to do for their whole life, but most people can't really do on a 24/7 basis, is they have to be constantly in creative process. They have to be taking ideas and making new ones every day, and it's really nonstop. But a lot of people consider this a pro because sitting at a desk job for 5 days a week, 9 to 5, is not desirable. And so a lot of these people will say, hey, I'm going to be an art director. And here's some of the pros of that job. In the fine arts career, it is the highest paying job according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. They make $80,000 a year. The second highest paying job is fashion designers, and they only make $63,000 a year. And graphic designers, the people who work for art directors, only make around $43,000 a year. And other pros of this is you get to control your own creative workforce. You're in charge of all these artists, and you get to relay your artistic vision to them. And also, you do not have to spend all your days behind a desk, but you are constantly doing new things day to day. So for those who are wanting to spend their days amidst in the creative process, art directing is the job for them. It takes a couple years of it takes 4 or more years of education, and beyond that, 3 to 5 more years of job experience. But overall, they are the ones creating the things that you see on a daily basis, and they are really the puppeteers behind most of the art world these days. And that's what art directors do.